Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Willard Waterman stars as the Great Gildersleeve in an episode from Wednesday, April 28th, 1954. Gildersleeve is going to do something almost as severe as we would think Gildersleeve would do in swearing off cigars, but he's not. He's swearing off women.
The Kraft Foods Company presents Willard Waterman as the Great Gildersleeve.
Bertie don't need a calendar to tell when the end of the month comes around Mr. Gildersleeve's house. No, indeed. Bertie can tell when he begins checking his income against his outgo and starts yelling.
Bertie!
Yes, I'm coming.
Bertie, may I have a word with you?
Yes, I got all the grocery bills right here in my hand.
How'd you know what I want?
Mr. Gildersleeve, I ain't been around this house all these years for nothing. I know when the moaning starts, it's about money, so here's the bill.
Where does the money go? Are we eating too much around here?
Not me. I ain't gained a pound in years. Bertie still weighs a skimpy 182.
Well, I didn't mean just you.
Of course, I know other people who have gained a pound or two here and there.
Well, we have to cut down someplace, Bertie. The amount of money I spend is ridiculous.
I'm glad you said I.
What?
Because it ain't Bertie who spends the money. Bertie keeps her budget balanced. She serves a balanced meal on a balanced budget. You might call me Balanced Bertie.
Yeah, I realize that, Bertie.
Yes, sir. The money you ain't got didn't go for dinners at home.
Well, I have done a certain amount of entertaining.
Nobody knows that better than you. But if I was you, I wouldn't worry about it. Just charge it off to fun and frolic.
Maybe I've been frolicking too much.
Nobody knows that better than you.
I don't know. I have been dating girls a lot this month.
Yes.
Bertie, girls are expensive.
Nobody knows that better than you.
I have a notion to cut down on my dates for a while.
Yes, sir.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Leroy.
Hello, my boy.
What's going on?
We're talking about where the money goes.
I don't care where it goes. Where can we get some?
Leroy, one way to get money is to save it. And your old uncle has made up his mind to save a little.
Yeah?
Mr. Gildersleeve's even talking about giving up girls.
No, I mean it.
What's the matter with him, Bertie? He's cracking up.
Oh.
Which one are you going to give up first?
Well, May Kelly's the most expensive. She always orders a big steak and a fancy dessert.
Ain't she that travel agent?
Yeah, I could save a lot of money by avoiding the girls for a while.
We haven't seen Miss Tudnell in a long time, so you wouldn't miss her.
As a matter of fact, I do miss Grace. I've just been sort of involved with Miss Olson.
May I ask you a question, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yeah, of course, Bertie.
When you put the others on the shelf, what you gonna say when they see you out with Miss Tuttle?
Well, I guess I should be fair to all of them and not go out with any of them.
That's right, Unc. Be good to all the girls. Stay away from them.
You can kid me, Leroy, but I'll do it. If I don't make dates for a while, it'll put money in my pocket.
Unc, you're dreaming.
That's what you think.
You can no more stay away from girls than a horse can from hay. Can he, Bertie?
Nobody knows that better than Mr. Gildersleeve.
By George, I'll show you.
I think we can eat now, Thelma.
Good. I'm simply famished. I just love cheese omelets.
Oh, it's nothing as fancy as that Spanish rice you served at your place.
Let's face it. There's nothing like having a man to take you out for dinner. Whatever happened to that meal ticket you had?
Throckmorton?
The water commissioner with the reservoir eyes.
You know, Thelma, that's the strangest thing. Throckmorton hasn't phoned me in a month, the big lug.
Well, I'm sure he hasn't given you up.
I've wondered. You want tea? I didn't make any.
No, don't bother. If he had, he'd come back for his picture. You know, that's an expensive frame.
I bought the frame.
Grace, don't you think his picture looks a little silly on the piano?
No, I don't think so.
But why did he have it taken wearing a hat and smoking a cigar?
Well, it was a snapshot that turned out well, so he had it blown up.
He looks a little blown up himself. Like a squirrel with a mouthful of hickory nuts.
Why, Thelma Scott, it's just a very cute double chin.
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't let him get away. Unless you want Spanish rice with me again next week.
Thelma, I can't throw myself at him.
But why not? Women are voting now. If a woman can mark a ballot, why can't she mark her man?
Suppose you expect me to go after him with a club and drag him up here by the hair. I think I'll make some tea.
All right. You can phone him and let him know you're still available.
Oh, I can just see myself doing that. Hello, Throckmorton. This is available Grace.
Be subtle. Tell him he left his gloves here.
But he didn't.
Well, you'll still get him over here. And you might have a lot of fun looking for him.
You know, his nephew Leroy is a pupil of mine.
Call up and threaten to flunk the kid.
Throckmorton would swallow his cigar. Matter of fact, I've been planning to speak to him about Leroy's history grade when I see him. It wouldn't hurt to phone him.
Get it! I'm right by the phone, Bertie.
Just a minute, Leroy.
Yeah?
You remember, if any girl I know, tell her I'm busy.
Are you really serious about giving up women?
I'm a man of my word.
Okay. Hello?
Hello, Leroy. This is Miss Tuttle.
Oh, yes, Miss Tuttle. I guess you called to talk to Unc.
Leroy.
Well, is he there?
He's here, but he says he's busy.
Oh, I've been wanting to talk to him about a school matter.
School matter?
But I haven't seen him recently.
Well, you probably won't see him any time soon, Miss Tuttle.
I won't?
Don't take it personally, but Unc's decided he won't see any girls.
Really?
Whoop, young man.
I guess I shouldn't say any more, Miss Tuttle.
You've said enough. Goodbye, Leroy.
Bye.
Leroy, why did you tell her that?
I didn't handle it quite right, huh?
Oh, you didn't have to say I wouldn't see her. Grace will think I'm trying to avoid her.
Down, Grace. Sit down. Don't explode. Here, drink your tea.
If Throckmorton were here, I'd hit him right over the head with the tea bag, and I wouldn't take it out of the pot.
What did Leroy say?
He said his uncle isn't seeing any girls.
Not seeing girls. What's he seeing? Spots in front of his eyes? Now, men can't get along without us.
Well, they've been doing it. But I know Throckmorton. He isn't giving up girls. And I could prove it if I didn't have my pride.
I haven't any pride. How about letting me prove it?
You don't even know him.
Oh, that's why I'd make such a good decoy.
Would you really try to date him, Thelma?
Gracie, girl, I'm as anxious to be taken out to dinner as you are.
Right, George, I'm pretty proud of myself. I didn't take anybody out last night, so I've saved money already. Now I can afford to smoke a little better cigar. Think I'll see what Peavey has. Hello, Peavey.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
Do you have a better cigar than the ones I've been smoking?
All of my cigars are better than the ones you've been smoking.
Oh, my goodness.
I have some at 2 for a quarter if you care to jump that high.
Well, here's a quarter.
Very well.
Yeah, I can afford it after last night.
What happened last night? You fall out of bed and find some money under the mattress?
Oh, no. Last night I decided to give up women.
How's that?
Think of the money I'll save if I don't have dates for a while.
Personally, I'd rather spend my money on girls than on cigars. That is, if I didn't have Mrs. Peavey to spend it on.
Yeah, just think back, Peavey. Think back at the money you frittered away courting.
I didn't fritter it away when I courted Mrs. Peavey. We sat home in the parlor.
Oh?
Passed notes to each other on Sunday afternoon.
Oh, Peavey. You must have taken her out once in a while. Why, I figured my gasoline bill alone is quite an item.
And I had a horse and buggy. When we ran out of gas, we stopped by the side of the road and let him eat clover. He was a pretty smart horse, Mr. Gildersleeve.
He was?
Whenever I wanted to park for a spell, I'd jiggle the reins and he'd wink at me and run out of gas.
Peavey, you were a sly one.
That's what I say.
Well, you didn't have the expenses a popular bachelor like me has. Dinners in restaurants, theaters, gifts.
By the way, I just got in some fresh candy.
Oh, no, I tell you, I'm saving my money. I'm not dating.
You keep saying that as if you were trying to convince yourself.
Well, I mean it. If I make a date within a month, I'll buy you a new hat.
Thanks for the new hat.
No fooling. It's amazing how you can put girls out of your mind.
My.
It never occurs to me to...
Oh, excuse me, lady customer.
No.
Something I can do for you, miss?
Are you Mr. Peavey?
Yes, ma'am.
I phoned in an order this morning. I'm Thelma Scott.
Oh, yes, Miss Scott.
Thelma Scott, huh?
I have all your packages ready right here.
Oh, I'm in no hurry if you're waiting on this gentleman.
No, I've finished with Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, indeed. Go right ahead, Miss Scott.
Oh, thank you. So you're Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yes, indeed. City Water Commissioner.
Of course. I thought I'd seen your face, cigar, and hat someplace before.
Well, I'm in the news quite a bit.
Oh, I know. Where's my bill, Mr. Peavey?
It'll be $2.35.
Just a minute, till I can get in my purse.
May I hold your packages?
Will you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Delighted.
Mr. Peavey, chivalry isn't dead.
Oh, I know.
There you are.
Thank you. Will that be all?
I don't think I should try to carry any more. I don't know how I'll manage to get home with all these packages.
Well, perhaps you can find some nice gentleman to give you a hand. Like you say, chivalry isn't dead.
I'll take the packages now, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yeah. You got them?
Oh, yes, I'm loaded with them. Now, if you'll be kind enough to open the door, I'll try to stagger home with them.
Mr. Gildersleeve has a car.
Well, which direction are you going, Miss Scott?
Which direction are you going? I mean, if you're going my way, I'd appreciate a lift.
It looks like a lady in distress. Let me have the packages, Miss Scott.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'm thrilled to have such a big, strong, handsome man carry my packages. Now let me run ahead and open the door for you.
Mr. Gildersleeve.
Yes, Peavey?
My hat size is 7 3/8.
Peavey, this isn't a date.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Great Gildersleeve will be back in just a moment.
April 28, 1954, The Great Gildersleeve on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Hi, this is Kyle Horvath with the White Pine County Tourism and Recreation Board. If you want to get away from the big cities and get back to nature this summer, give us a call at 775-289-3720 or visit us online at elinevada.net. There's so much to do and see I can't mention it in 30 seconds, but check out our website and you'll see what Nevada is really all about. elinevada.net or follow us on Facebook or Instagram. Give us a call at 775-289-3720 or visit us online at elinevada.net.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, more of The Great Gildersleeve, April 28th, 1954.
Well, when Mr. Gildersleeve came home last night and said he's going to start saving money, he decided to do it the hard way, give up dating the girls. But I have to give him credit. He ain't had a date for 24 hours, I don't think.
Hello, Bertie.
Evening, Mr. Gildersleeve. How's the battle going?
What battle?
I'm talking about your fight to save money.
Oh, it's a breeze, Bertie. I haven't thought about girls all day.
Hi, Unc.
Hello, Leroy.
Hey, who was that girl I saw you with today?
Me?
Leroy, your uncle ain't been out with no girl.
Who's he kidding? I saw him with a girl in the car. They passed the school.
Oh, her. Well, she had a lot of packages, so I took her home.
How'd that happen?
Well, it's easily explained.
I know. She thought Mr. Gildersleeve was a bus.
What?
Yes, sir. She was waiting at the bus stop, and she thought Mr. Gildersleeve was a bus.
Now, Bertie, she came into Peavey's. I've never seen her before.
What a fast worker.
Leroy, wait a minute. She had all these packages, and it was really Mr. Peavey who suggested I take her home.
Oh, she's a friend of Mr. Peavey.
No, he didn't know her either.
Oh, brother.
What's so hard to understand about that?
Mr. Gildersleeve, if you have to explain this to anybody else, use my explanation.
Right?
Just say she thought you were a buzz.
Bunch of doubting Thomases. Here I am, Lily White, and they try to make something out of nothing. I better straighten out Peavey, too. Hello, Peavey.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. Where's my new hat?
I'm not buying you a new hat. I didn't have a date with Thelma.
You calling her Thelma, and it wasn't a date?
Well, she's the type of girl you soon start calling by her first name.
You don't say.
Well, I had to take her home, Peavey. You put me on such a spot. But it wasn't a date.
And I can wait a day or two. I don't have to have the hat now.
No, sir, you won't get a hat out of me. I've made up my mind to avoid girls for a while, and that's all there is to it. Look, Peavey, there's Grace Tuttle passing.
No, I think she's coming in here.
Zeke, I don't want to see her. Let me hide behind the counter.
Very well.
Hello, Mr. Peavey.
Well, hello, Miss Tuttle.
I thought I saw Throckmorton come in here a moment ago.
You don't say.
Have you seen him recently?
Oh, yes, Mr. Gildersleeve drops in every day.
Peavey tells her I'm here, I'll bite him on the leg.
Peavey, I've been wondering about Throckmorton.
Well, a lot of people wonder about him.
All of a sudden, he seems to be avoiding me.
Now, with all due respect to Mrs. Peavey, I'd like to say that any man who avoids you has bats in the belfry.
Why, thank you, Mr. Peavey.
Not only that, I think he should get a swift kick. And I might give it to him.
You better watch it.
Mr. Peavey, I didn't know you smoked cigars.
No, I don't.
There's one on the counter still smoking.
I forgot my cigar.
That is a cigar, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Some customer must have left it. Excuse me, I'll put it out under the counter. Here's your cigar, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, for...
Mr. Peavey, since you don't smoke, it seems strange that you keep an ashtray under the counter.
Yeah, a lot of odds and ends accumulate under my counter.
Mr. Peavey, before I forget, I want some of these after-dinner mints.
Very well.
I'm having a dinner guest who prefers mints to cigars.
I wonder who that is.
Oh, and I just happened to think.
Yes, ma'am?
You might tell Throckmorton he left his tan suede gloves at my apartment.
Very well.
I don't have suede gloves.
I guess they're his. At least none of the other boys has claimed them.
Other boys?
Well, I'm sure he'd be glad to hear about the gloves.
Goodbye, Mr. Peavey.
And goodbye, Miss Tuttle.
Mr. Peavey?
Yes?
Are you sure you put out that cigar? I still smell smoke.
Peavey, you think she knew I was here?
Well, if she didn't, she wouldn't notice an elephant in a pup tent.
Not much in the evening paper. Oh, by George, this is a pretty girl on the society page. Honeymooning in Hawaii with J.T. Appleton III. Yeah, that'll cost him a lot of money. It isn't every bachelor who's as smart as I am. I wonder who left his gloves in Grace's apartment. Just because I'm not dating, she doesn't have to take advantage of the situation.
It's Gildersleeve.
Yes, Bertie?
I didn't hear you come in.
Yeah, reading the paper.
I got a phone message for you.
Oh?
A pretty lady with a French accent wants you over for dinner tonight.
Marie Olsen,
Yes, sir. But I declined for you. That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
Of course.
She was mighty disappointed. She was going to have dinner on the patio in the moonlight.
She was?
Just you and her. She said she sure hated to sit there in the moonlight smelling that night blooming jasmine all by herself.
Bertie, you're just kidding me.
If you ask me, you're kidding yourself.
I can't read any more of these short stories. I think I'll go upstairs and see what Leroy's doing. Yeah, I know I'll enjoy staying home without any dates. Just a matter of getting used to it. Leroy, what are you doing?
I'm doing my homework. Come on in, Unc.
Oh, I'm sure Gildersleeve is going to get used to staying home without dates. April 28th, 1954, Willard Waterman starring as the Great Gildersleeve on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. The conclusion, along with an episode of The Couple Next Door, coming up next.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Can Gildersleeve swear off women? We'll see in the conclusion of this episode from April 28th, 1954.
Oh, my goodness. You doing your homework with your radio on?
It helps me concentrate.
I'll come back when you aren't concentrating.
I'll turn it off.
Well, thank you, my boy.
What do you want to do?
Oh, I thought we might chat for a while.
Sure, homework can wait. What do we talk about?
Well, how's school, my boy?
Okay.
About the same, huh?
Yeah, about the same.
Quiet sitting around the house, isn't it?
Want me to turn on the radio again?
No. Hee. Wonder if I should go to bed.
Unc, I hate to see you torture yourself.
What's this?
If it's just a matter of money, I'll give you my allowance. Here's 75 cents. Go have a date. Live it up.
Leroy, it doesn't bother me a bit not having a date.
Oh, no.
There are plenty of things to do without girls. Exciting things.
Like what?
Well, I think I'll go downstairs and clean out my desk. Yeah, things certainly do accumulate. Yeah, let's see what's in this drawer. Hey, I'm lucky. Jam's so full it'll take up a whole evening. In 1952 tax forms. Now they can go. Here's some theater stubs. What's this? Yeah, what do you know? That letter I got from Grace when she was at the teachers' convention in Kenosha. Oh, what a letter. I almost caught the train and went up there. You must have missed me from what she says here.
Dearest Throckmorton,
She called me dearest.
I know I wrote you last night, but I'm so lonely I must write again this evening. As I look out over the lake, I feel very far away from you. Of course, being away has opened my eyes. Makes me appreciate more than ever how wonderful it is to be with you.
I can't hold out any longer. I better go buy Peavey his hat. Peavey, here's your new hat.
How's that?
I'm paying off. I can't stand it any longer.
Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve. Make a date, did you?
No, but I'm going to. Let me use your phone.
Very well.
I'm tired of sitting around home. Nothing to do evenings.
You can count the money you're saving.
Well, I found out that isn't much fun, Peavey. I'm on the town tonight.
Which young lady are you calling?
Yeah, I thought I'd call Grace. She wrote me such a nice letter.
I didn't know she's out of town.
She wrote me 2 years ago from Kenosha.
No answer?
I wonder if she's out with that fellow who owns the suede gloves.
Could be.
Oh, well, I've got to have a date. I'll look up Thelma's number. What was her last name, Peavey?
Thelma Scott, Poplar 223.
Poplar. Peavey! How do you know her number?
Well, she ordered some more cosmetics and wanted me to phone her when they came in.
Oh. Yeah, I know Thelma will go out with me. She practically asked me for a date the day I drove her home.
Hello?
Hello, Thelma.
No, this is Grace.
Grace.
Is that you, Throckmorton?
Yeah. Zeke.
It isn't Zeke, it's Throckmorton.
Yes, indeed. I tried to call you at home.
Oh, how'd you know I'm over here?
Yeah, how'd I know you're over there? Well, I'm talking to you, aren't I? How about a date tonight?
Thought you'd given up, girls.
Grace, believe me, that's just an idle rumor. How about going out tonight?
Sorry, I have a date.
Oh, too bad. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye. And you needn't call back because Thelma has a date also.
Oh, pooh.
Mr. Gildersleeve.
Oh, what is it, Peavey?
If you can't get anybody else, I'll get my new hat and I'll go with you.
Oh, what an evening.
What did you and Mr. Peavey do last night?
Well, it was a pretty dull evening, Leroy. We argued for an hour about what we'd do, and then I took him and his new hat home.
You really gave him a new hat?
Well, of course. That was the understanding. I'd give him a new hat if I had a date.
But you didn't have a date.
I didn't. What?
You only tried to get one.
Say, that's right. Peavey has no right to that hat. That was a big stoop for ever taking it to him.
Yeah.
All right, George, I'm going down and get that hat. I can't just throw away $10.
Miss Gildersleeve had a phone call.
No?
Miss Tuttle said your gloves was at her apartment if you'd care to come by.
Well, they aren't my gloves. But it's a good excuse to go over. I'm on my way.
Unc, I thought you were going to get the hat back from Mr. Peavey.
Leroy, I'm not an Indian giver. Let him keep the hat.
What a character.
Good night, folks.
Great Gildersleeve is played by Willard Waterman and is an NBC Radio Network production. The show is written by John Elliott and Andy White and is transcribed. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Lillian Randolph, Mary Shipp, Julie Bennett, and Dick LeGrand. Musical compositions by Jack Meakin. This is John Heaston saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Be sure to listen in next week and every week for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
April 28, 1954, The Great Gildersleeve on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes? Did you know that these are just 2 of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, an episode of The Couple Next Door, April 29th, 1960.
CBS Radio brings you The Couple Next Door, written by Peg-Lynch and starring Peg-Lynch and Alan Bunce.
Greetings, I'm home. Oh, golly, look at this mess. Boy, it's worse than it was this morning. Boy, I hate spring house cleaning.
Well, of course, I just love it.
Oh, hi, honey. Where the heck are you? Can't even see you with all the furniture piled up all over the place. Stacks of books and lamps and...
I'm over here cleaning out the fireplace.
Oh, well, hi. I'll kiss you hello if I can get to you.
Don't bother. I don't feel like kissing you.
All these books come out of... What do you mean you don't feel like kissing me? What kind of talk is that from my beloved wife and companion?
Your beloved wife and companion is pretty mad at you. Did you say something to Mrs. Tenney this morning?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I mean, she arrived just as I was leaving.
Well, she has hardly spoken to me all day. What did you say? You promised you wouldn't say a word until I got my spring cleaning done.
Look, I was very nice. I was very pleasant. I just said we would appreciate it if she would leave her Social Security number today, that we were compelled by law to report her wages, and that the Social Security tax return had to be sent in by this Saturday. I was very pleasant about it. That's all I said. That's all I said.
Well, that was enough. I thought something like that must have happened. She's hardly spoken except once. She looked me in the eye and said, "Be a long time yet before I'm in my 60s, and when I do, I won't need charity."
Oh, honestly, to begin with, I am not trying to find out how old she is. And secondly, Social Security is not charity. We'll all get then what we're paying in now.
Well, she doesn't want to pay it in now.
Well, did she leave her Social Security number?
No, she hasn't gone. She's doing the woodwork in the guest room.
Oh, well, all right. I'll go talk to her.
You will not. I'm so afraid I'll lose her. I took time out to sit down and figure out what the tax would be. Come on in the den and close the door. Really, I spent 1 hour for the Internal Revenue Department to ask a housewife to figure percentages right in the middle of spring cleaning.
All right. Now, calm down. Let's go see what you've done.
So after I got $133.75 and divided that by 3, I suddenly realized that was wrong. Dividing by 3 would mean that I was taking 33 1/3% instead of 3%.
Now, wait a minute. Start over, will you?
Well, there's no point in going all through that again. But as I was about to say, I suddenly realized I hadn't figured her total wages correctly. So So, this is what I did.
Darling, just a second. Now, don't tell me what you did. Tell me what you finally arrived at in the end. Now, what did you figure the tax to be? You've got 4 pages of figures scrawled all over there. Never mind going through all that. Just give me the final figure.
If I can spend an hour doing it, you can spend a few minutes listening to it, I think, don't you?
To begin with, it shouldn't take you any hour to figure 3% of anything.
It shouldn't.
No. Now, if you can give me her total income for these past 3 months, I can practically do it in my head.
All right. Start the wheels going. I paid her $10 every Tuesday for these past 3 months, which amounted to 13 weeks.
All right, $130. That's 3% of that is...
Wait a minute. It's 3% of her total wages. That includes car fare.
Car fare?
Yes, indeed. It says so right here in the booklet. You brought me home. Here it is. Let's see, Section 3 of the Household Employer's Social Security Tax Guide. Taxes apply only to cash wages of employees. Checks, money orders, and so forth are taxable in the same manner as cash. On the other hand, you should disregard the value of food, lodging, clothing, car tokens, and other non-cash items. However, if cash is given in lieu of these items, it constitutes wages.
You give her money for car fare?
Yes, 20 cents.
Oh, well, all right. Now, let me see. That's 20 cents for 13 weeks.
No, it isn't as simple as that. Now, just a minute, if I can find it. It's on one of these papers here somewhere. I figured it out here. I think this is it. 13 times 20. Yes, this must be it. Yes. 13 times 20. That's $2.60.
Right. All right. Now, add that to your week's wages, which amounted to $130.
No, it amounts to $140 because she came that extra Saturday. We went away to the family reunion, remember?
Oh, well, all right. Okay, $140.
All right, but coming back to the car fare. Now, 20 cents a week for 13 weeks is $2.60. Then I remembered I gave her $1 to go home in a taxi one time when I couldn't take her to the bus stop. That made it $3.60. However, then I remembered that in January, when Betsy had mumps, I gave her $1 to take a taxi, too, so that made it $4.60, which I added to the $140 and worked on the percentage of that. When I suddenly remembered that in February, her husband picked her up each week. Well, I couldn't remember whether he gave her a ride home 3 or 4 times on those Tuesdays, whether to subtract 30 or 40 cents.
Darling, look, I don't think the tax department cares whether you...
It says report the car fare. So I have taken the time.
All right. Go on,
now, where was
go
I?
on.
Anyhow, I finally remembered that Mrs. Tenney's husband had picked her up every Tuesday in February because where he works, he had changed to the night shift for 1 month, and that month she had gotten a ride home. So I subtracted 40 cents, which left $4.20. Then I remembered there were about 3 times he had brought her to work in the morning. Now, actually, I don't know if it's exactly 3 or not, but I think it is 3. Now, that's all
right. Well, I think the tax department will go along with that.
Well, if they don't, I'd like to see them prove Mrs. Tenney's husband drove her to work more than that. Anyhow, I finally arrived by subtracting that 30 cents at $3.90 for car fare. That's what you said.
Uh-huh.
You understand how I arrived at it?
Well, yeah.
Should I go through it again?
Oh, no. I got it. Go on.
You understand.
Yeah.
Well, adding $140 plus the $3.90 for car fare. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see where I figured that. Must be on that other...
$143.90, and 3% of that is $4.31. Well, that's what it is. I'm sorry. Now, don't get mad.
Oh, you make me mad the way you just rattle off arithmetic. I spent half an hour practically arriving at all this. Figuring the percentage and having to count down and keep dividing, and I...
What do you mean, count down?
To figure the percentage, I always count down.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's what I do.
You have got absolutely the craziest ways of figuring any kind of simple mathematics.
Well, it's not simple to me, and I can't explain my own systems. It's just that I have to count down percentages the way I do when I'm making change, for example. I count down.
What do you mean you count down?
You count up. I count down. Look, I buy something from you for, say, 21 cents, but I give you $1. You give me back change. What would you say?
I'd say 79.
Where'd you get 79?
That's the change I owe you. 21 from $1, 79 cents.
Oh, is it? Well, I wasn't talking about that. Well, what do you say to me when you count me back the change? Exactly. I'd be here giving you your
well, I say...
The clerk.
4 cents, 25, quarter is 50, and 50 cents is $1, madam.
Well, you see, I don't do it that way. I start at the top. I start at the $1 and go down. I think, let's see, well, now I'll need 50-cent piece, and then I need a quarter, and then I'll need 4 pennies. See?
Look, let's get on with the tax here.
Yes, because 3% of $143.90 is not $4.31 as you figured, dear. Actually, it's 4.317. So the tax on Mrs. Tenney's wages is really $4.31.7.
What?
And since we have to pay an equal amount as employers, I added $431 to $431, and I got $862. But I still had to add the 2 7/10. So, really, honestly, me with all my curtains still to iron. So by adding 7/10 to 7/10.
No, wait a minute.
By adding 7/10 to 7/10, I got 14/20. Oh, it's
14/20? How, Sam Hill, could you get that? Oh, look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anyhow. I am sure the government...
Here it is. 7/10 and 7/10 make 14/20.
Look, the government...
I added the tops and then I added the bottoms. That's how I got 14/20. You asked how I got it.
You added the tops and then the bottoms? You don't do fractions that way. I didn't even know what you were talking about. To begin with... to begin with, 1/10 is 2/20. Now, how could you... Oh, never mind then. Actually, 7/10 and 7/10 winds up 1 2/5.
Yes, that's what I got. I got that in the end. Only I did it my own way.
Look, well, it doesn't matter. I tell you, the government isn't that fussy.
And by adding 1 2/5 to 862 makes $8.63.25. And that is exactly the way I have reported it on the tax returns right here. If the government wants me to sit down in the middle of my spring house cleaning to figure taxes, they're going to get every penny and every little bitty part of a penny. Here, I've even made out the check. $8.63.25. Here it is.
No, you know you can't do that.
Well, I've done it. That's what I'm doing.
You can't do that to begin with. You'd cause no end of trouble at the bank.
I don't care. I have worked all day on this.
Sweetheart, now listen, please.
The door. I bet that was Mrs. Tenney. She's walked out. I've lost her.
Now, calm down. I'll go after her. Yeah, Mrs. Tenney, don't you understand? The law requires us to report your wages. Now, think of the benefits you'll receive when you're 62.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It's a long time before I'll be 62.
Oh, well, we realize that. Of course, that isn't the point. Now, please come in and sit down and let's talk this over, Mrs. Tenney. I'm sure that I can...
No, thank you. What I get here isn't income, you know. It's just pin money to me. And if Miss Piper doesn't want me to come at all anymore...
Oh, Mrs. Tenney, I do. I mean, we've always gotten along so well, and it's just...
Well, I don't like to let you down, Miss Piper, but if Mr. Piper is going to take off some of my wages, then I'll take off the kitchen.
Oh, Mrs. Tenney, please, not the kitchen.
Oh, yes, I will.
Now, wait a minute, what do you mean? What does she mean, take off the kitchen?
I just won't clean it.
Oh, Mrs. Tenney, not the kitchen. Couldn't you take off, the downstairs powder room? Or maybe the front hall?
Well, the lever, Mike, it's not a question of taking off anything.
Well, it certainly seems to be a question of taking off some of my wages. I'm not going to work for nothing.
Oh, there,
No, of course not. But look, I am an employee just as you are, Mrs. Tenney. I pay into Social Security just as my employer pays an equal amount for me. Now think of the benefits when we're 62 and 65.
Well, you may need it. But my mother was still doing all her own housework when she was 92, and she never asked for a penny from anyone.
No, Mrs. Tenney, you won't be asking for the money. The government will give it to you. To put it in the simplest possible terms, since neither of you seem to comprehend what I'm talking about, any of this, the government will, in a way, be giving you your own money back.
Well, I'll just spare them the trouble of saving it. I'll keep it myself where I know where it is. But as I say, I like Miss Piper. So you think about it, Mr. Piper. Take off my wages, and I'll take off the kitchen. Good day.
And me. In the middle of my spring house cleaning.
All right, now, don't worry. She won't let you down. And I promise you I won't go to work tomorrow until I have made her understand the entire situation thoroughly. You see, the trouble with you women... Now, what are you smiling at?
The look on the face of the tax man when he gets a check for $8.63 2/5.
No, Don, look, you cannot do that. Sweetheart, no, listen now, honey, you cannot do that.
The Couple Next Door stars peg-lynch and Alan Bunce.
April 28, 1960, The Couple Next Door on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. You can learn more about Peg-Lynch by going to the website her daughter maintains, peg-lynch.com. You You can also learn more about classic radio collecting and hear our shows on demand by going to my webpage, which is classicradio.stream. That is classicradio.stream. You can even contact me there, classicradio.stream. And by the way, you can also hear our shows at iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, TuneIn, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Amazon, or Facebook. Search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And please thank this radio station and support their advertisers. It is their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we're here on your favorite station. They'd appreciate hearing from you. We'd appreciate it too. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox right here on your favorite radio station.